Live from the Sky News Weather Centre, this is the 10-Minute Briefing.
Good evening and welcome to our 10-minute briefing. I'm Janie Steele, joined by meteorologist Tristan Myers. We thought it was going to be a fairly quiet day, but gee, those storms fired up and there are warnings changing left, right and centre. Some really heavy downpours in a short space of time. Yeah,
flash flooding with all of these storms was the primary concern, and still is. We have a number of severe storm warnings still in effect across Queensland and New South Wales. We'll talk about that. Also recapping what we did today at 5 p.m. where we crossed the Bureau of Meteorology, and also we talked to their extreme weather desk. We do that every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m, so you want to tune in for that.
Yes, okay, well, let's have a look at some of the temperatures because we're going to see more of the hot weather, aren't we, Tristan, across parts of southern Australia.
Absolutely.
It's still quite toasty for this time of year at 20.7 degrees in Sydney. We had our coldest morning so far this year, 15 degrees if you want to call it that.
15 degrees, yeah, it wasn't that cold, that's for sure. Adelaide's still on 25 degrees, hit 31 today, and your forecast is 31 tomorrow. Your full forecast coming up after this. Taking a look now at the radar imagery, severe storm warning still in effect for New South Wales, areas affected Parkes, Newcastle, Mudgee, Moria, Narrabri and Walgett. And into Queensland, storm warning recently extended to include the central west. There is zero radar coverage across this area though, so it's very difficult to illustrate that to you.
All right, as you mentioned, we did head to the Bureau of Meteorology in our 5 p.m. Weather briefing. We spoke to Jonathan Howe, didn't we?
We did, yes, and a meteorologist at the Bureau of Meteorology's Extreme Weather Desk. And we talked about the storm potential, not just today, but also for tomorrow in northeast New South Wales and southeast Queensland.
Very big area of storms today, right through eastern and northern parts of New South Wales, and even into southern and kind of southeastern parts of Queensland. All of this is a result of a surface trough, and also these thunderstorms are being aided by an upper trough as well. And this upper trough is quite slow moving. So for tomorrow, we are expecting a pretty similar area of storms to today, slightly shifted towards the east. So for tomorrow's thunderstorms, we are expecting them to be anywhere between kind of Sydney, further north up into inland from Bundaberg, and then into the west to Longreach, then down to kind of Cobar, New South Wales. So a very big area, but we're particularly looking at places around the northern tablelands of New South Wales, also around the northern and central slopes and plains, and into the Darling Downs and Warrego and Maranoa parts of Queensland, where conditions won't have changed too much from today. So we could see damaging winds, heavy rainfall, large hailstones as well.
And we also asked him about the southwest of Western Australia because there are two big powerful fronts that we're watching out for over the weekend, and we asked him when was the last time we actually saw this sort of intense system.
April is the kind of time where we start to see these cold fronts impact southwestern WA. And as you mentioned, there are a couple of cold fronts on the way this weekend. So there's one on Saturday and another stronger one coming through later on Sunday. Here at the Bureau, we used a couple of different measures to see how strong these cold fronts are. And one of the ways you look at this is looking at the pressure gradient difference. So that's how strong these cold fronts are, particularly the difference between Geraldton and Albany. And so the higher the pressure gradient, we say the stronger the cold fronts. For the one coming through on Sunday, the stronger one, looking at a pressure gradient of about 10 hectopascals, which does indicate a moderate, kind of a strong end of moderate. And the last time we saw something really strong was actually back in December. There was quite an unseasonal cold front a week before Christmas, but we did see some other stronger ones through September and October. That's generally more common time. So we could see some damaging winds and also some thunderstorms as well, impacting southwest WA, and warnings are likely with these cold fronts over the weekend.
And with those fronts, Tristan, we could see some rain, and they certainly need it in that neck of the wood. Obviously, the downside is the potential damaging winds, but it's been dry there.
Very dry. That entire Western Australia has just been so dry recently. Of course, we're coming off the so-called southern dry season for them, but the Wheat Belt region looking for that rain, also further to the north in the Gascoyne area looking for the rain. Unfortunately, a lot of that rain is missing those areas and sticking to the coast on the Swan Coastal Plain, Perth area, Bunbury region, and Margaret River region.
Well, there you go. Okay, we're going to take a short break and then we'll return with some storm vision of today and also the latest situation on what's happening with those Oklahoma wildfires. Back soon.